thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
You remember last time that when Bullwinkle accidentally ate the mooseberries, he was turned into a regular living bomb. Then, hearing a false rumor that Rocky had fallen overboard, he dashed for the door, tripped over it, and hurtled over the ship's rail toward the deck 30 feet below. Luckily for the moose, the ship's swimming pool was directly underneath.
Not so darned lucky. I can't swim.
With a mighty splash, the moose hit the water. An instant later, there was a tremendous explosion, and an ominous cloud hung over the pool.
Bullwinkle, you all right?
Sure, why not?
Yes, fortunately, the explosion had blown all of the water out of the pool, and Bullwinkle was left high and dry and feeling fine.
Except for a slight upset stomach.
What was that big bang I heard?
Must have been my stomach being upset.
Well, darling, there goes 14 episodes of effort up in smoke.
Oh, Natasha, sometimes I get so mad I could go straight.
Go straight.
Yeah, straight to Central Control and ask for raise. Camino, great one.
While Boris tried to raise Central Control and his salary, the SS Andalusia was continuing her erratic course under the command of Captain Wrongway Peach Fuzz, the world's worst sailor.
Left rudder, now right rudder, now the other rudder. Lay forward, splice the main brace.
We gotta do something about Captain Peach Fuzz, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy from traveling in circles.
Hey, look, there he is.
What's he doing?
That's a sextant. He's plotting our course. Well, Captain, just where are we?
Glad you asked. According to my accurate figures, we're just a little bit south of the North Pole.
That doesn't sound like an Eskimo song to me.
Them ain't exactly polar bears, neither.
Sextant must be a little off.
Aren't we sailing a little close to shore, Captain?
Of course not. The water here is 50 fathoms deep. Of course, that's at high tide.
Sure enough, the huge liner had run aground on a tiny tropic isle. A lucky thing, in a way, for the ship had run out of food and the passengers were famished.
Do you suppose there's anything to eat on the island?
I think so. Looky there.
Sam's Quick Lunch and Barbecue. Poi burgers, pineapple pizza, shrimp cheesecake.
Boy, that sounds great.
Let's go, Captain.
And Rocky, Bullwinkle, and Captain Peach Fuzz set out on the ship's boat to pick up supplies.
Forward, men.
Captain, the shore's that way.
Oh, of course. My map was upside down.
Boris, look, his moose and squirrel.
He's always moose and squirrel. I get so tired of those two.
Well, this is your chance to get rid of them. They are leaving for Island.
And that's the captain with them. Oh, boy.
Then who is in charge of ship?
Natasha, you foolish girl. Meet that old salty dog, Barnacle Boris Bedinov.
Boris, you wouldn't steal whole ocean liner.
In this business, honey bun, you got to think big.
Sure enough, no sooner had our friends set foot on the tiny island than...
Hokey smoke, Captain. Look at your boat.
Gee, it's floating away.
You can't leave without me. I'm the captain.
The red sails in the sunset. The ba-ba-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo.
Well, is this the end of Rocky and Bullwinkle's trip to Pottsylvania? Don't fail to see our next episode, 3 on an Island, or Tell It to the Maroons.
Words of wisdom are food for the mind, right, Junior?
Right, Pop.
All right, then. Is your head hungry?
Famished.
Good. Open wide, and I'll feed it. You ready?
Shoot.
It is one thing to propose, but quite another thing to execute. That, my boy, is a very wise saying. Feel smarter now?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. No. What do you mean, no?
I don't understand what it means.
It means easier said than done. Simple?
Yeah? But I still don't get it.
Well, then I shall tell you the story of the mice who belled the cat. That'll explain everything. For years, the mice had been living in constant fear of their archenemy, the cat. Never did they have a moment's rest, for the cat would ambush them, chase them, jump up and down on them, and toy with them every chance he got. Finally, the poor little mice could stand it no longer, and they called a meeting to see what could be done about their dreadful situation.
Something's got to be done. Look, I already got a gray hair.
And I'm a nervous wreck. The whole trouble is that cat's too quiet. He's always pussyfooting around. We can never hear him coming until it's too late.
Many plans were discussed and rejected. Then at last, a young mouse named Murphy got up and proposed.
Oh, why don't we just hang a bell around the cat's neck? Then we could always hear him coming in time to make a getaway.
Murphy's plan was very well received, and it was immediately put to a vote.
All those in favor of Murphy's idea, say aye.
Aye.
Now, being that it's Murphy's idea, all those in favor of letting Murphy bell the cat, say aye.
Aye. Aye, aye, aye. Nay, nay.
But the ayes had it, and Murphy was elected.
Good luck, Murphy. Anything you'd like to say before you go?
Yes, I got a big mouth.
Having no choice but to at least try, Murphy set out to find the cat, which, as he feared, was no trouble at all.
What have we here?
Would you believe me if I told you that I'm a beaver?
What do you think?
I think you think I'm a mouse.
That is correct. Food?
And Murphy was forced to flee for his life, narrowly escaping capture by ducking through a hole in a fence inches ahead of the cat.
Oh, that was a close one. If I ever expect to get this bell on that monster, I'll have to think up some way to trick him.
Reasoning that his task should be quite simple, if only he could put the cat to sleep, Murphy quietly crept up behind the cat and ever so softly whispered into his ear.
Rock-a-bye, pussy in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Oh, boy, it worked. But just to make sure, are you asleep, cat?
What do you think? Food?
I think I goofed.
That is correct.
And again, Murphy had to run for his life.
This time I'll take a more direct action. I'll knock him cold. Then he can't play tricks on me.
And boldly walking right up to the cat, Murphy hit him with all his might.
Well, hello there, Food. Oh, what a shame. You broke your bat.
So I did. How do you feel?
I got a slight headache, but other than that, just fine.
Would you consider giving me a 5-minute head start?
What do you think?
I think it's out of the question.
That is correct.
Now, Murphy was not a mouse to give up easily, and striking on a plan with which to outsmart the cat, he carefully put the collar with the bell into a box, wrapped it as a gift, and then placed it where the cat would be sure to see it.
To the nice cat from a friend. Oh, boy, a collar with a little bell on it. Oh, just what I've always wanted.
The cat quickly put it on and was overjoyed with his new gift.
A ting-a-ling, a ting-a-ling.
It worked. Never again will he be able to sneak up without us hearing him. Ah, he's coming now. He won't fool me this time. He's coming from that direction, and he's getting closer and closer. Now I can get ready to run because he's right. Whoops.
Ice cream. Get you nice ice cream right here, ice cream.
Well, what do you know? Well, if that's the ice cream man, what happened to the cat?
What do you think?
I think this is the biggest boo-boo I've made yet.
That is correct.
And so you can see, after all was said and done, more was actually said than done. You understand now, Junior?
I sure do, Pop. The moral of the story is that if you fool with bells, you're apt to get told off.
Huh? Yeah, well, yeah, that's one way to put it, yes.
Private Bullwinkle, sir, with a message.
Just in time.
Is it important?
Is it? Just look.
Time for Bullwinkle's Corner. Today's poem is a ballad of the war between the states. Barbara Frietchie. The spires of Frederick usually stand green-walled by the hills of Maryland. But the town was deserted that autumn day 'cause Confederate troops were on the way. But there old Barbara Frietchie sat. Her Union heart was loyal yet. And up the street came the fearsome call.
Ye Stonewall bodies! Hi, you all!
Under his slouch hat left and right he glanced, then saw a wondrous sight.
Oh, boy!
Quick as it fell from the clothesline there, Dame Barbara snatched her underwear. Shoot if you must this old gray head, but spare my Union suit, she said.
Foolish girl!
Hold it, Stonewall! Who touches the hair of my gray head dies like a dog. March on, I said. I may be patriotic, but I'm not crazy.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! No doubt about it. I gotta get another hat.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello, Peabody here. My companions are Wayback and Sherman. Wayback is a time machine. Sherman, a boy.
Where do we go today, Mr. Peabody?
Our destination, Sherman, is North Carolina.
And the time?
December 17th, 1903. A date synonymous with aeronautical history. For today, we meet the inventors of the first practical airplane, Wilbur and Orville Wright. Sherman and I were deposited on an antiquated airfield where we directed our attention to a large barn bearing the motto, "If you want it done, get it done right."
That must be their hangar, Mr. Peabody.
You hear me in there? Better let us sons have our airplane or else we'll shoot.
Wilbur's right. I'm going to count to 3, and if we don't get our airplane, we're going to fire. 1,
2, Orville?
Oh, yeah, 2. That number always throws me. 2. What comes next?
Try 9.
Pardon me, gentlemen, but can we be of assistance?
You sure can. What comes after 2?
I'll tell you, but first, what seems to be the trouble?
There's a critter inside what's got our airplane. I think 5 comes after 2, Orville.
But surely this can be settled peaceably.
How?
Call the sheriff.
No, we want to handle this ourselves. Besides, the sheriff's allergic to birds.
Birds?
Peering through a window, Sherman and I saw a startling sight. The Wright brothers' airplane and a large bird.
Know who she is?
Yes, but I'm ashamed to say it. Kitty Hawk?
Yep.
It had to be.
We had an airplane out there on the runway, and that there fool bird went and fell in love with it.
That was Orville's fault. I told him we better make an ugly plane, not a handsome one. Now, if you fellas will just stand back, we'll blast her.
But you can't shoot a poor harmless bird.
The boy's right. I'll think of something else.
Wilbur's first idea was to induce Kitty Hawk to leave the hangar.
This here's winter, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
And birds fly north in the summer, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Then we'll make believe like it's summer, and that fool bird'll leave.
Moments later, in 20-degree temperature, the brothers Wright cavorted about in swimsuits.
Oh, say, it is a hot summer day. Isn't it a hot summer day, Wilbur?
Yep, it's a very hot summer day, Orville. And I wish that you would dash some cool water on my poor hot head.
Anxious to please, Orville picked up a nearby bucket. As for Kitty Hawk, she was genuinely interested in the performance. But unfortunately, that bucket of water Orville threw at Wilbur turned to ice and...
Golly, Mr. Orville, if you'd only let Mr. Peabody help.
Yes, Sherman is absolutely right. Now, my plan...
Nope, I ain't licked yet. If we can't get that there bird to leave that there plane, then we'll get that there plane to leave that there bird.
It wasn't until Kitty Hawk fell asleep that Wilbur put his second plan into operation. Crawling inside the hangar, he attached a long rope to the airplane's wheels. That done, he and Orville pulled the plane out.
I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd beat that bird. That plane's gonna fly.
Without a propeller...
Oh, that Kitty Hawk, that doggone bird. I'm gonna blast her so full of buckshot.
Wilbur, I think your ideas is fine, but they don't work. I think it's time we listen to him.
And listen, they did. My plan was to appeal to the mother instinct in Kitty Hawk. We merely took a large, egg-shaped rock, tucked some straw around it, and Kitty did the rest.
I never saw a happier bird in my life, Mr. Peabody.
Of course, even though they had their plane, Wilbur and Orville still had their troubles.
You got it now, Wilbur. I'll say contact and you twirl that propeller on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2,
Try 17.
Gee, did they ever get off the ground?
Eventually, Sherman. In fact, they flew during the day and played poker at night.
And Kitty Hawk?
She sat right beside them, Sherman, begging for food while they played. Come to think of it, that's how the poker term came about.
What term?
Feed the kitty.
Look, Bullwinkle, a message in a bottle.
Fan mail from some flounder?
No, this is what I really call a message.
Well, our hero's sea voyage has come to an abrupt halt where they've been stranded in mid-ocean on tiny Bloney Island. They think their boat has simply drifted away, but in reality it has been stolen by, who else, Boris Badenoff.
Bullwinkle Boris Badenoff, if you please.
Well, looks like we're stuck here, Captain Peach Fuzz.
We'd better explore the island. Forward, men.
You're heading out to sea, Captain, this way.
Well, anyways, we won't starve. There's a keen pie burger stand.
Yeah, and I could sure use a bite to eat.
I could use several myself.
Alas, when our friends tried to buy a poi burger, they ran into complications.
Poi burgers, 10 clamshells each. How much is that in dollars?
No dig, Lucky Bucks.
What's that mean?
I think he means he won't accept American money.
Well, this must be the only place in the world that don't.
Hey, how about trading a poi burger for my favorite yo-yo?
No dig, yo-yo.
It glows in the dark.
No dig, yo-yo.
Green stamps, maybe?
No dig green stamps.
What do you dig?
Dig clams.
Meanwhile, far at sea, Boris was blithely heading the SS Andalusia toward Pennsylvania.
Wait till they hear I've stolen $100 million ocean liner. Hello, Chief. Make my bed. Light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Bye-bye, Black Boris.
Badenoff, you bring back mooseberries?
Well, no. They got sort of...
You bring back mooseberry bush?
He didn't do so well at sea. We had to...
You bring back moose?
Not exactly. He's back in...
Then what are you bringing back?
$100 million ocean liner.
You imbecile, who needs ocean liner?
I thought it might be nice for kids. Keep them off the street, you know.
You nitwit. How can we make rocket fuel with ocean liner?
His brand new boat.
Go back and get Moose.
Twin smokestacks.
Immediately.
Yes, fearless leader.
And Boris reluctantly started the SS Andalusia back toward the island. Meanwhile, our friends were all hard at work digging clams on the beach, all except for Captain Peachfuzz, who couldn't find the beach.
Forward. Can't be far now. Right this way. We're almost there.
Find any clams yet, Bullwinkle?
Nope, but I think I'm getting warm. I just hit something.
I hope it's a clam. I'm getting awful hungry.
No, it ain't a clam.
Then forget about it, Bullwinkle.
Okay, if you say so, Rock.
Ahoy! Ahoy the island!
Bullwinkle, look! It's the Andalusia. She's back.
And look who's at the wheel.
Chiro and people been back.
It's Sir Thomas Lippenboris, the millionaire yachtsman.
We're saved.
Yeah, but we still don't have any food.
Why not let me dicker with the natives? They're really very simple people.
And so Captain Peachfuzz worked out a shrewd deal with the proprietor of the stand.
You put Lucky Bucks that side, I put Poi Burgers this side.
Of course, this did make the food a little expensive.
Eat slow, Martha. I figure these are costing us $800 apiece.
But remember, that includes pickle and mustard.
Then, as their bank balances sank slowly in the west, our friends waved goodbye to the romantic Bloney Island and its happy natives.
What we do with all this loot, Sam?
Tear down stand, put up hotel.
But little do our heroes know what kind of reception committee awaits them on the dock. Don't fail to see our next episode, Dancing on Air, or the Pottsylvania Polka.
Well, it looks as if our time has just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.